Okay, so this circuit, the previous circuit that we did was LME, or local muscle endurance. This one is going to be more of a strength circuit. So there's about 10 exercises in it. You're going to do 10 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets depending on your fitness level. So I'd leave maybe 40 seconds. If we're going to do tire flips to start with, so if I do 10, I'll rest for maybe 40 seconds before I start to repeat it, go to the second set. So the first one we're going to do is tire flip. So it's really important that when you're going to flip the tire, that you're going to catch it in under, but that you make sure that your back is straight. You're going to keep your head up and keep your arms straight and get that lift from your legs rather than from your upper body. So I'm going to flip it back this way. So when I do it, I'm going to make sure that I drive from the legs each time. Get as much strength out of the legs as you possibly can. So you're going to do 10 repetitions on that. You'll rest for about 40 seconds and then you'll repeat that again. And if you're fit enough again, you'll go even to a third set. So it can be possibly 3 sets, 10 repetitions, roughly around 40 seconds between each set. Your squats. So when you're doing your squats, you can use barbells, dumbbells, pretty much anything you like. It doesn't make too much difference. But just a couple of tips for you. When you are going to squat, have your feet about hip distance apart. And the real key part of this is the first movement is going to take place here. I want to drive the hips back rather than drive your knees forward. So I need to push the hips back, keep the heels on the floor, and I'm going to get down as low as I can. And I'm going to drive back up from there. So the head is up, squeeze the abs, but most importantly, you're going to push your hips back first. That's where the movement has to come from. A trick to remember if you're doing it right, as you squat, you should be able to see your toes all the time. If I can't see my toes, I'm driving the knees forward. So it's really important that you keep you drive your hips backwards. So the next one is tire clean and press. Now, depends on the size of the tire you have. You may not be able to complete it. You may not be able to do the press because the tire may not be big enough. If it is big enough, you'll be able to complete a clean and press. So it will be you pick it up and then you push it right up as high as you can. We should be looking at something like a tractor tire or something like that. This is a lorry tire, so it's a little bit smaller, so I can't actually do a press. But I can do a clean, so I'm going to come all the way up to here and back down again. I'm going to drive up and down from here. So again, I want to make sure in driving from the legs, get as much power out of the legs as you can. So remember, if you have a big tractor tire, you'll be able to lift it up to here and then push it to the top. That'll give you a cleaner press. If it's a smaller tire, you won't be able to finish out that press. Deadlifts. So with the deadlift, I could use a barbell, I could use kettlebells, dumbbells, anything I like, but I can also use the tire. If I stand in the middle of the tire like this, find the balance point on the tire. The same thing again, you're going to keep your head up before you lift, and then you can go up and down. So you'll be able to complete your deadlift using the tire as well. So that gives you a few options of barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, whatever. If you're using the barbell, you're going to use an over and underhand grip. Same as your squat, you're going to bend from here first, your head is up, and you're going to lift up to hip level. So that would be your deadlift. So we're also going to add in some tire pulls. So again, you can use the tire for this. And depends on, you can do it as part of a group or you can do it as an individual. So I'm going to actually face on this time, but I want to get that drive from the legs and from the upper back as well. So I'm going to pull. Okay? So come back across here. I can do it from this side as well. So you use all the body. Okay? So you're going to keep those arms really straight and really pull hard from the legs. Again, you're going to do 10 repetitions, so you could pull it in one direction for 10 or 5 and 5, whatever way you want to do it. It doesn't make too much difference. So we did it face on that time. So to replicate part of the tug of war as well, I can actually go sideways because I need to strengthen up the hips. They need to get used to moving on that sideways motion. So again, I'm going to start to pull from here, and I can start to cross the legs as I pull, working off each leg. So instead of being face on, which we did before, this time we're going to be sideways. You're working from here, and as you pull, you can start to cross your feet, just to make the movement a little bit more complex. But you need to strengthen up those hips in that lateral motion. And then so this is so obviously for leg strength as well and upper body strength, but also for your grip. So what we're just going to do is just a static hold. So this time when we lift, we're not actually going to do anything except stay there. So you could hang in there for maybe 30 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, and that would be one set completed. And depending on the size of the tire, you can do the same thing with your barbells, dumbbells or anything else. Make sure they're heavy enough that your grip is under pressure. And then the last thing, because there's so much work around the ankles, you can use a wobble cushion like this, or you can make up wobble boards. All it is a flat board with a dome shape on the bottom. And when you stand on it, it's very unstable. So you can do lots of exercise, you can do your squats on it. And what it'll help to do is it'll help to strengthen up those ankles. It'll make the nervous system work much quicker. But simple stuff like wobble cushions are that, very good. There's lots of different exercises you can do in them, but even just standing on them will help to improve your balance. So that's the strength circuit. Remember, it's 10 repetitions. It's going to be 2 to 3 sets depending on your level of fitness. So that's it, thanks.